Good evening and welcome to another World of Warships video with Darkwing Glacier. In this game I'm taking out my Tier 4 British battleship, the HMS Orion. Now this ship is well known for being able to cause a lot of fires. Seems to me, the gun layout is very similar to the USS New York. And we'll see how we do in this battle. So I jumped ahead past the boring couple minutes of me moving into position, and I'm going towards the sea cap, and I spot a lot of enemy ships starting to pop up on the scope. At first it seemed like we could handle it, but now it looks like we're going to get overwhelmed in short order. So I take a shot at the Caledon and showing off the long-range dispersion of the Orion. In other words, it stinks. So I completely bracket and miss my target. I do see a destroyer popping up, thinking maybe I can try to help out my other ships, my allied ships, but unfortunately my allied ships are just charging right into the cap. They've got to see as many of the opposing team as I do. Fortunately I do get a good hit on the destroyer. I take him down to below half of his health, I set him on fire, and I cause an incapacitation. We've already lost one of our ships, and at this point I realize it's not even worth trying to save my two teammates. I just got to turn around and get the heck out of here, otherwise I'm going to be another victim myself. So I'm coming close to this island, so I have to cut my engine a little bit so I can negotiate the turn and not run aground, because if I ran aground at this point it would be fatal. We are able to take out one of their Caledons, but that's not going to stop the inevitable. We're going to get wiped out completely. I take a shot at the enemy Wakatake, and I get a lucky hit, which kills him, which does a little bit more damage to their attacking force, but it's not going to stop the inevitable. They are going to overrun sea, and there's very little we can do to stop them. There's just the entire team went over in this direction. In the meantime, our team has taken A uncontested. We're starting to move towards B, but the problem we're facing is that our fleet is split up. Some of our ships are still at C, some of them are behind the islands at B, which are not contributing at all, and the rest of our ships are at A. So we lose our Colberg to a torpedo. Now the red team is running out of targets, and I am the most obvious one at this point, so they're starting to focus on me. I see another destroyer there, but he disappears out of detection before I can take a shot at him. I see a Karlsruhe. I take a shot at him with AP, and I'm fortunately able to get a Citadel there, almost killing him, but not quite. Hopefully one of my teammates will take advantage of this and finish him off. I'm sure that they'll be able to do so long before my guns reload. So yes, the Karlsruhe goes down. So we're holding our own at this point. It's still 3 ships to 3, but we're definitely having to flee the sea cap, and this isn't going to last. I think they're going to just start picking us off one by one. So I have a friendly Bogatyr here. He's very close to me. He looks like he may be about to ram me. And yes, he does plow right into my starboard bow. And I think he's going the wrong direction. He's really trying to kite, I think, but he's going to plow right into those 3 enemy cruisers. I take another shot, and I take out a Tier 2 Pan-Asian destroyer. So they have no destroyers left, but we have lost 5 ships now to their 4, so the advantage that the red team had is now starting to show. We lose another ship, we're down, so 5 ships to 4. So I know that there's these 3 cruisers, and they've all played it safe to the east, and they've pulled behind some islands. So I'm going to just do some long-range shots on the enemy ships in the middle while trying to get away as fast as I can from those cruisers, who will be able to outrun me. I spot a St. Louis, and I can tell that he's on the stock hull because he has the original paint job of the St. Louis. And fortunately I get a Citadel on him. We do have 2 ships off to the north that are beginning to flank the enemy, but it seems like our ships are spread awfully thin. We even up the odds just for a second before we lose another ship, so now we are down 6-5. Take another shot at the St. Louis. But it looks like I led him a little bit too much this time. So at this point, I'm not really sure what I can do. My teammates seem to be charging right into the enemy, and they're going to get overwhelmed. Like this Karlsruhe here is just going right into the middle, and he's going to get himself caught in a crossfire. The Bogatyr is now finally deciding to kite away, but he's on fire. He's very low on health. He's not going to last much longer. The Wakatake could probably give me a good screen and maybe torpedo one of these guys. See there, the Bogatyr goes down, the Karlsruhe goes down, but the enemy only has 5 ships left as well. So I take a shot, and I'm not really sure what happened. I was aiming at this Svetlana, but I thought I aimed it correctly, but the shots ended up going way short. So our Wakatake, he probably made a mistake. He's now heading directly towards the enemy, and he looks like he's going to ground himself on the island, and that's probably going to be his demise. All we have left now is 2 ships to the north, me and the Wakatake, who is not going to live very much longer. There goes the Wakatake. And so it's me against the 3 destroyers in the south, against the battleship and the cruiser in the north have to face our battleship and cruiser. So at this point I realized probably the best way to help my team is not to take on these 3 cruisers all by myself, but to try to get into the B cap and get that island between me and them and help my 2 teammates. If I can do that, then maybe we can overwhelm the 2 ships that they're facing, and then we can take on the 3 cruisers later. So I put out the 2 fires I had. I've got my repair party ready to go. I kick that off immediately. And I'm getting close to that island. I get set on fire again. Shots out. I'm hoping that my teammates will be able to take at least the Kolberg out, if not the Kaiser. And it looks like now I'm finally behind the protection of the island. Still got a fire burning that's going to be burning for a while. I'm unable to repair it. My repair party's cooldown is still more than a minute to go, so I'm just going to have to put up with this one. So I line up on the Kolberg. Shots out. But it looks like I might have led him a little bit too much. My aim wasn't all that great. And no hits. So now that he's behind the cover of another island, I line up on the Kaiser. And again, that long-range dispersion just doesn't do it for me. I'm more than 10 kilometers away. My shots just completely bracket him. 2 more shots. These look a little better. And there we go, 1 hit, 1 overpen. So now my teammates seem to be running into troubles. Looks like the enemy cruisers have turned around east again rather than pursue me. They're able to take out the Kolberg to the north, so now our opponents are only to the south, which is good news. And I'm hoping that maybe between the 2 of them they can take out or at least severely damage this Kaiser. The Miyogi seems to have a decent amount of health left. The Kaiser is kiting away though. He is well angled against them. Our cruiser appears to be in trouble. I take some shots through the island at the Kaiser. Most of them hit the island and I don't get any hits. Our Karlsruhe goes down, so it's just me and the Miyogi, who is now below half health. I don't know where he took all that damage. Guess he's just being focused by the cruisers. So I get another unsatisfactory broadside on the Duguay Troyen there, just doing one overpen. I kick off my last repair party. Hopefully I've got a nice broadside shot. Shots out. 2 overpens. It seems to be my luck whenever I fire at broadside cruisers, is no matter what I do, I always get overpens. I rarely get citadels, or even just penetrating hits. So now the cruiser has turned. He's showing me his other broadside, but he's launched torpedoes at the Miyogi. Looks like the Miyogi dodged the first group of them, but unfortunately he dies. And the second wave of torpedoes launched by the Duguay Troyen took him out. So now it's just me against 4 enemies. I'm pretty confident I'll be able to take out this cruiser, though, despite the fact that he's angled. He's 5 kilometers away. This ought to do it. And yes, he goes down. So I'm able to start capping C. We still have a points advantage, but I've got 2 fires on me. I kick off my damage repair, and I have to face 2 cruisers and a battleship that is way up on health compared to me. So the odds are pretty high at this point. This Svetlana, kind of trusting in the poor dispersion of my guns, shows me his broadside. My last shots bracket him. Hopefully these will be a little bit better. And I citadel him, get the Confederate award, and get my next kill, bringing me up to 4. Here comes the next cruiser, and he's pretty close as well. Unfortunately, I'm still on fire. I have no repairs left. My damage control is on cooldown. I'm set on fire again. Looks like I'm not going to survive this one, but can I take this guy with me? He's pretty well angled to me. I take another shot at him, do some damage. Here comes his next broadside, and that's the game. Well, the Orion is a powerful ship, and I highly recommend it. Some people consider it OP. See, I come in first place. But it's definitely a lot of fun. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.